Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. I'm Sam. This is my lovely co-host, Philip.
Welcome back, guys.
We are Bars and Barbells, and thank you so much for all the support lately, guys. You guys have been amazing with all the likes, the comments, the subscriptions. If you're not subscribed yet, you're going to want to go do that right now because it's going to be a fire video. But today we have Crosby.
Raising the bar already.
Yes. I like to set the bar high, guys. Today we have Crosby, Stills, and Nash and Young. Crosby, Stills, Nash, and Young. That's a mouthful.
That's correct. So this is coming on the heels of a request from Mark.
Yes, thank you, Mark.
Supported us with a few requests now, so thanks, man. We really appreciate it. And he's said he's going to make honorary hippies out of us.
Yes.
So we'll see if we get there. And I had mentioned to him that my mom would probably be proud of that one.
Oh, she would love that.
Because she is a hippie herself.
Yes, she is.
So we got CSNY is the acronym that I found out stands for Crosby, Stills, Nash, and Young.
CSNY.
I didn't
that
even
would
know.
have been a lot easier for me to have just said at the beginning.
I didn't even know Neil Young was in a group.
I didn't either.
I've only heard of Neil Young as a solo artist.
Yeah, my dad's talked about him as a solo artist.
I think maybe I've heard some of these other artists' names at some point, but I've never heard anything by them. So this will be a first listen. We've done one song from Neil Young thus far, but this will be hearing him as a group, which will be way, way different, I expect.
Yeah.
And the Feel of Ohio, I believe, is related to a school shooting that happened in Ohio by the National Guard.
Yeah, I believe it was against the protest for the Vietnam War.
Yes, that's the gist of this song.
Yeah.
So we're not going into this one completely blind.
No.
We do have the backdrop and the backstory as to what it's supposed to represent. But apparently they kind of saw what happened, went in the studio, recorded it immediately, and this is known as like the counterculture protest song of all time. So not a long song, but will be interesting to see what they bring to the table on it. We do have a pop quiz for them.
Yes, we do. So we want to know, what record label did CSN, so before Neil Young joined the group, what record label in 1969 did they sign to first?
That was their first contract that
Yes.
they signed as a group. They had left some other groups, came together and formulated this.
Yeah.
What record label was that with? So
If you know, drop it in the comments, but if not, stick around and we'll give you the answer at the end.
yeah, Sam's responsibility is to give you that answer. So if
It's my
she
job.
forgets, then it's all on her, not on me. Anyways, I'm interested to check this one out. I always like songs that have lyrical significance. So, it seems like we're trending in that direction. And you ready to find out if that's true?
I am. Let's do it.
All right, let's go.
soldiers and Nixon's coming. We're finally on our own. This summer I hear the drumming. For dead in Ohio. 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 How many more? For dead in Ohio. Why? For dead in Ohio. For dead in Ohio.
That's so crazy.
So ridiculous to me. Like you're literally killing students at a protest against war.
Yeah, I mean, from the surface, it definitely makes no sense to me how that played out, and I don't know the backstory on it. And
Yeah, me either.
Into what would have transpired to even have a situation where that took place. I just can't even picture it, because you have the civilians, the protesters, whatever, that are there, and they're all like dressed as normal people. It's not like they're dressed in any kind of rebel, militia attire in any way.
And like just like a group of students,
You see people in protests nowadays that are dressed like more aggressively than that, right?
For sure.
They're throwing, like Molotovs and stuff like that at things. It didn't seem like anything like that was taking place.
Yeah. From those pictures.
From those pictures, right? It seemed like a protest from that era. So I'd like to know more about what transpired, what events transpired.
Well, especially because like in that era, I feel like the protest was for peace. So I feel like they would have been peacefully protesting for peace.
Yeah.
But you never know.
So it just clearly does not make any sense how
Yeah.
that happened. And tragically, people lost their lives. Obviously, they felt the need to come out with a song to make a statement. And it's interesting because it seemed like that, the way it felt to me, it was like a statement song of this is enough, this is unacceptable. Even the music kind of played into that with this heavy guitar riff, which was awesome.
Well, I feel like, if you're going as far to call out the president, it's a pretty big statement.
Yeah, and so that's what it felt like to me, was they were trying to put together a song that they were very passionate about.
Yep.
From the lyrics that they used, from even the instrumentation, the music that they used,
The
trying
guitar
to get
solo
this,
was sick though.
get this point across to say, enough is enough. But interestingly, it doesn't seem like it played out that way, because the shooting, I believe, was 1970, and then Nixon got reelected in 1972. I know that from like the economic side of things. I'm not really familiar with all the presidential elections, but I do remember Nixon was in power at that point. So I'm interested to, see, I mean, it was cool to see the landscape of the pictures, right? Get the visuals from that side of things of what was taking place at the protest.
Yeah.
But it makes me want to visualize what was happening in the broader sense of, the political alignment, what the rest of the public was looking at, because it doesn't make a sense to me, again, that there was the election, they reelected him. It seems like there was a lot of people against the Vietnam War. It doesn't seem like it was a very popular thing at the time.
Yeah.
So I don't know if maybe there was just, certain methods of propaganda that was used to get people to buy into it at that time.
To reelect
or
him.
there was a large set of the population that did think it was a valid thing to do. I have no idea, right?
Yeah.
We've learned a few things as we've gone through the channel about the Vietnam War, but we're definitely not experts in it. Country Joe was the last one that we did, which talked a little bit more about the same kind of topic.
Yeah.
And it was like a, counterculture protest song.
Like another statement kind of song.
Very, very emphatic with the lyrics as well. So, I like I said, I'm just interested to know what the entire picture would have looked like.
Yeah, especially with that many people with influence standing up against it, right?
Yeah.
Like people not being...
I guess, though, the one thing to consider is, right, today you have what's going on in the world, and there's lots of wars taking place, and it seems like most of the public doesn't want anything to do with it.
Yeah.
And yet it seems like people in political positions of power are just continuing and choosing to make it a priority, right? So maybe
That's
that was
fair.
a similar thing that was taking place then.
Yeah, the one thing I would say that I think is a little bit different, though, is that, I mean, maybe I'm wrong and I'm just not thinking of it off the top of my head, but I don't think there's that many people with influence that are coming out and, like, advocating against it, like in their music or, you know, using their platform to stand up against it, like how these people kind of have been today. I mean,
yes, that's very true. I was just referring more to the public perception on
fair.
things, but that's entirely accurate. There are not artists that are doing anything remotely like this at all. So kudos to them. I like to see artists, you know, use their platform to make a statement about things that the public generally feels like they don't have control over.
Yeah.
And that's why people were protesting to begin with.
And using their voice for good, right? To kind of share the public influence and stand up against things that they don't agree with. So,
yeah. And we have to give them the answer to that pop quiz question that we asked in the beginning. And that question was CSN, which record label did they sign their first contract with in 1969?
And that was Atlantic Records.
Atlantic Records was the first one. Anyways, that was an interesting experience.
Yeah.
Hopefully you guys enjoyed our reaction to Ohio. Obviously,
Nice short and sweet song.
Yeah, obviously you guys, I'm sure, are aware that it was a powerful song at the time. So I was, you know, grateful that we got to experience that and kind of get a lens into maybe what that would have looked like. Mark, I hope you enjoyed our reaction as well. You know, your suggestion was a good one, and it usually is. So thanks for providing us with that experience on the heels. He also did the Country Joe one. So he's giving us more insights on the Vietnam
Turning us
War.
into hippies.
Yeah. Anyways, your thoughts, any closing thoughts that you wanted to add?
No, I thought it was really cool. I mean, I don't think we touched as much on the musical component of it. And one thing I just wanted to say is I really enjoyed the guitar solo in this as well.
Well, hopefully, like I said, you guys enjoyed it. If you did, hit the like button. Make sure you leave us a comment. Hit the subscribe button, the notification bell, and make sure you come back tomorrow and check out our next one.
See you in the next one, guys.